OnePlus has had a really interesting journey in India, and after all the drama has subsided and the transition from being OnePlus to Oppo's OnePlus has fully completed, OnePlus has now launched the OnePlus 10 Pro, and today we're going to be reviewing it for you guys. Before we get started with that, let's quickly check out the unboxing. Now, the unboxing is of the media box. What you will get is the retail box, which is inside the media box. So let's quickly check it out. Apart from the phone, OnePlus also sent us two cases, and I do really like the sandstone finish. I've liked it since the original OnePlus One, and on this, by adding a case to the back of the phone, you can easily get that as well. We are checking out the Emerald Forest color, but the phone is also available in a volcanic black, or what you can do is get the Emerald Forest and slap on a sandstone finish back panel, because then you get the best of both worlds. The back does have Corning Gorilla Glass 5. The build quality of this phone is a question mark, and some tests have shown that it does not stand well in a bend test. We're not sure if they fixed it in the global variant of the phone, but only future tests will tell us that. On the front, you do get a 6.7-inch display. This has a resolution of 3216 by 1440, giving you a 525 pixels per inch. This display does have a refresh rate of 120 Hz, but it can go down to 1 Hz depending on what you're viewing on the display, and hence it does allow for a lot of battery management and an increased battery life thanks to the completely variable display rate. This does have LTPO2, which means that it does have an enhanced display, and this display looks absolutely amazing. It's the Fluid AMOLED display, and it has fantastic visibility indoors as well as outdoors and good viewing angles as well. Color reproduction is also on point, and OnePlus has done a good job of tuning the display and the colors accurately, and this display will be really pleasant for people to use. The front camera is a Sony IMX615 with a 32 megapixel rating. You do have electronic image stabilization, but it is a fixed focus camera, and images are not that great, and we'll talk a little bit more about the front camera when we get to the camera section. And you do get 1080p video from the front camera as well, but no real customizations or options. The phone is running on the Qualcomm Snapdragon Series 8 Gen 1. It is extremely powerful, and then you do have an option of certain variants. You can pick 8GB or 12GB RAM variants with 128 or 256GB of storage. The phone does have an in-display fingerprint sensor, something that we've seen OnePlus use really well in the past. The USB-C port is a USB 3.1 Gen 1, and it does support USB-C earphones, and they are not included in the box. The charger, in fact, is included in the box, and the phone has a 5000 mAh battery, which does support 80 watts of SuperVOOC and 50 watts of AirVOOC, which is their wireless standard. So if you do have a 50-watt wireless charger, you can use that as well. The batteries are split into two to allow for this fast charging. So you do get two individual 2500 mAh cells versus a single 5000 mAh cell. The phone does run Oxygen OS 12.1 and is running on Android 12 out of the box, which is fantastic, and you should start getting updates to the next generation of Android towards the end of the year is what the claim is. But more importantly, the phone does run really well. The UI is extremely fast and responsive. No additional applications that we were expecting on the device, so it's pretty clean as far as the UI is concerned, and you do get your usual suspects, and you do have easy access to several shortcuts, including the OnePlus Shelf, shelf. So if you swipe down from the top right, you will get access to the shelf, which also you can customize as per your usage or requirements, but it is a good way to get people to interact a little bit better with the device. No matter what app or what screen you're on, you can always pull down the shelf and control certain functions. Now, OnePlus has really done a good job with this device, and they've really tried to fix the issues with the OnePlus 9 series with the OnePlus 10. As far as performance is concerned, this phone performs really well. It's extremely fluid through and through, whether you're using it for day-to-day tasks or whether you're trying to game on this. Gaming is also super smooth, and even with extended gaming periods, we didn't face any overheating issues or the phone feeling extremely warm. You do have a stereo speaker layout, but the second speaker is the earpiece. So if you do end up muffling your main speaker, you do lose out about 80% of the volume. So while the earpiece does balance it out, there is still a big difference in the sound output from both of these speakers. One of the biggest improvements this year around the cameras on the back of the phone. Not only has OnePlus done layouting of the cameras a little bit better, but the optimization of the images is really impressive. OnePlus also added this new 10-bit mode, which does a fantastic job of capturing real colors, and it also gives you the ability to really work on these images if you're a pro level photographer. The phone also does capture 8K video at a much lower frame rate, and if you shoot in this mode for long periods of time and then start shooting some pictures or whatever, the camera module does overheat quite a lot, and you will get a warning on the screen telling you that the phone is overheated and you need to calm down for a little bit before you can use it. Although we didn't face this issue indoors, and we only faced it when we were outside in the Delhi heat with the sun blazing down on the phone, but this is an issue nonetheless, and it should concern people who are thinking of buying this phone in India and want to shoot a lot of pro level video or photographs with this. That may not be a good idea. Some of our samples and videos show that there is a massive improvement in the Hasselblad camera of this generation. The company has done a fantastic job of tuning the colors of the camera, and that does come through in the samples that we took. The 10-bit color mode does shine as well, and you do get fantastic color reproduction on the images. You also get a good contrast and a really nice dynamic range, so HDR shots come out really well. If you leave it in the AI mode, it does manage to detect most circumstances and deliver a really nice image as well. The main camera also does 4K video with optical image stabilization, so you get a really smooth video, and again the colors on the video mode are also tuned really well, and you do get a really nice overall camera as well as video output. The front facing camera, however, does lack a little bit, and while you do get a 1080p video and all sorts of shooting features including a beautify mode, the overall image output is not the greatest. It does work well for portrait shots on the front facing camera, but if you're going to be clicking a lot of selfies, this may not satisfy your need because the images tend to be soft, and because it's a fixed focus camera, you're not getting those sharp edges. The software does try to tune it out a little bit though. Now with all of this combined, if you're a heavy user, you can expect a full day's worth of use from the device, and most of it is due to the battery savings that you get from the new variable refresh rate display, along with certain optimizations for the software that work really well with the hardware. The Snapdragon Series 8 Gen 1 is a hot chip, but we did not find the device overheating apart from when shooting 8K video, and that is a good sign from the OnePlus 10 Pro. Now while this phone is a rounded mix of really impressive hardware and really well built software around it and excellent cameras where the Hasselblad branding does actually fall into line, what OnePlus, or should we say Oppo, really needs to work on is rebuilding the brand's image, which they really lost out in the past 2 years of poor service and not fully thought out devices. The OnePlus 10 Pro can be that device for OnePlus, but can you fix the once tarnished image and restore OnePlus back to the original glory is something that we need to see in the coming days. That's our review. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to smash the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're not already a part of Team iGyaan. This has been Bharat. I'll see you guys in the next one.